Welcome to the W.T.F, Where's the Focus podcast. I'm going to bring you a weekly short message on where you put your focus as it relates to sales and building successful business relationships. Knowing where your focus goes, your energy flows. I'm Dan Manginelli, the author of the books Wake Up, Jumpstart the Life You've Always Had in Mind, and Shake It Up, Big Dreams and Bold Choices on the Road to Success. A national speaker on staying motivated and inspired with the right mindset and coach top salespeople around the nation. So let's get going with WTF. Hey, y'all, welcome to Where's the Focus, WTF. I'm Dan Manginelli, and out of sight is the mad producer, Victor, pushing buttons, knowing what he's doing, and Big E, as I like to call him, working the board and making this oh so special. Episode 2. My idea is to get 1% better every week, and I think we got -4 from last week. So we're going to be doubly better than the past one for sure. So let's talk about the market's going. How's the real estate market? How's the mortgage market? What a crazy week it's been. You know, we're in the week of June 14th, in the mid-month of June, and yesterday we got slam-basted on the mortgage-backed securities, and we got slam-basted on the 10-year. So it's been, you know, kind of a crazy ride with the, you know, coming to the end of second quarter in 2002. And the buzzwords you're hearing, there's no doubt about it, those buzzwords that everybody talks about: inflation, what about rate increase, inventory, affordability, recession. Oh, man. You know, I've just got back from a talk, and they all have some validity. There's no doubt about it. And I just did 3 more workshops on how to move with the market, you know, speaking to realtors in different marketplaces. Next one, I'm headed to El Centro, and then I'll be in Reno, Nevada. And I believe everybody just wants answers. Like, what's the answer? What is the answer? And I have the answer. It's right here. Hold on. I got shaking my magic 8 ball. Let me get my magic 8 ball. What's it say? My magic 8 ball says, the stars say no. No. Market prices are not going to go down, and rates are not going to go down. If that was my question, I don't know. Yeah, right? Man, think about it. It's really easy to get wrapped up in the drama and the negativity in any change in market. We've got to come to the control and think about, we can only control what we can control. I don't control the market. I don't control anything but my activities, my actions, and my reactions, which is a big one to things happen. Because when things happen that are negative, boy, oh boy, it's easy to react. Those are the real choice of what the question is what do you choose now? As I'm doing how to move with the market, what's your choice going to be? You can really stay, and as I'm talking about inflation, and I'm talking about rates and past rates in the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, you know, those are the big hot buttons. You have a choice. You know, we're all lucky enough that we woke up this morning. We get another shot. I don't know. You up? I don't know. Victor doesn't look awake yet. You look awake? Oh, look at that. We have sound. We are killing it here at WTF. We got sound effects now. So just in case you need a drop of applauding, we got that. So we're all like, yes, thank you. We're all lucky enough that I just said that we woke up. We're getting a shout out today. And, you know, I think that we have to come to the conclusion, if you're going to do something, why not do it great? You know, if you're going to make phone calls, you're going to meet new people, and don't do it just because you're supposed to. You need to check off a list. Do it kind of to win. Focus on what you want out of each call before you make it. You know, do it to get an outcome, not just to do it. And it's not going to go exactly as planned. There's no doubt. But better making the call thinking that it's probably going to work out than, man, no one wants to talk to me. And so now let's talk about why we don't go out and meet people and make prospecting calls. You know, doing things for the first time that you haven't done, you get this feeling. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what you're doing. What do I say? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have a training. I don't talk well enough. And God knows if you're listening to this podcast, that's true. You know, I haven't enough practice. You know, those are things that we said. We all can relate to that. You got to come to grips at the bottom line. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And this is the most profound statement there. You got some more sound effects there, Victor? This is the most profound. Is there a profound button on there? Like, no profound button. Sorry. This is a profound statement. You don't know what you don't know. Whew. Wow, that's amazing. You know, if you think about it, our life applies to that. You think about it. You don't know what you don't know. Because here's a big one. In a matter of 5 minutes, I wasn't, and you weren't, if you were listening there, married. Right? You weren't a married guy. And again, in 5 minutes, someone said, I now pronounce you man and wife. And then bam, you're married. And you're supposed to go like, oh, now that I'm married, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know exactly how it goes, right? But you don't. You figure it out. And it's not easy. It's a road of figuring it out, because you can ask my wife. If they gave her what I was going to be like, I guess, you kind of ask her. But you're going to do it, and you're going to do it great, and that's why. That's the important part of what you do, and you don't know what you don't know. Think about it. If you have kids within a short time, you weren't parents, and then you were. And in a day, they give you this new baby, and they say, you're out of the hospital, and say, congratulations. And you can read all the books that you want, but you don't know. You don't know what you're doing. And what I'm saying is, you're thrust into a situation. You figure it out. The unknown is hard. And just because you have a license to do something doesn't mean you're going to be good at it the first, the second, or third time. You figure it out, and you navigate the questions in the situation. Bad news, good news. And if you ask a bunch of questions, the unknown is easier. Why? You put your ego aside and ask questions to those who have done it before well. But you got to take action. And talk about not knowing what you don't know. Just to give you a little bit of story. Last week, we started our first podcast. It didn't get much of it, on the internet and stuff. That was because my mad producer, Victor, forgot to hit the record button. So what you had an intro of me in specifics, but what you heard is it sounded like I was talking through a trash can, through an alley, down a street, and you were on the other side of the corner. That's what my first podcast sounded like. So if you were listening to the first one, you're like, is there volume on this? Or why is he yelling into a tin can? That's because even though the microphone was in front of me and you might have watched YouTube, there was nothing recorded but into the actual computer. So you don't know what you don't know, or you just keep doing it. You're not going to be great. You just navigate through it. His DeVry University producer's license, his YouTube production has put us into where we are today. You just take action. You take action. You can wait. You can overstudy. You can be perfect. The Lord knows. Oh, is that the only button you have? Is the applause button? Is there another one? Lord? Okay, good enough. Now he's just pushing buttons. Look, I didn't know I was doing a podcast. We flipped a switch, or we didn't flip a switch, and we started rolling, right? And you start rowing the boat. You don't know. You just keep going. I got a great quote by General George Patton. And if you think about it, you start getting overwhelming, and over-planning. I could have over-planned all this, and you keep stalling your actions. His quote is, a good plan violently executed is better than a perfect plan executed sometime in the indefinite time in the future. So what it's saying is, you could have a plan that you can violently execute now, or you could just keep over-planning on a time that never comes, in a future that never happens, right? That's important. So if you get anything out of today, just take the action. And if you're going to do it great. So as we wrap this up, before my wonderful producer pushes any more buttons, our takeaways from this week is, now I got a laugh track. The takeaways from this week, listen, if you're going to do something, why not do it great? And if you're there and going to do something, meet someone new. Why not be the best version of yourself to the best of your abilities? And don't think, just do. I got to see Maverick this weekend, and that was one of the lines in there, was just don't think, do. So not a spoiler alert, doesn't tell anything about the movie, but just as I said that, it made me, trust me, I don't think I'm Tom Cruise by no means, but just don't think, do. Don't think about so many things and talk yourself out of believing that it's me and it's easy. It's not easy what to do. But some of the biggest decisions you made in your life, you just did it. You jumped in 2 feet, got married, had a kid. You just did it. And everything else falls into the right place. Trust me. Follow me on my socials, will you? Instagram, DJMan3, Facebook, Daniel Manginelli, LinkedIn, Daniel Manginelli as well. Hey, I really, really, really are asking you guys to follow my YouTube page and like and subscribe and push whatever button it is to have people enjoy this. These are small little snippets of just a way to keep us on track. You can listen to your car for 10, 15 minutes. It'll just put you in the right mind space. There's so many negative things that come into our minds. I want to put some positive stuff in there. So help me with my podcast. If you listen on Apple Music or whatever, make sure you give it 5 stars, 2 stars, or 1 star if that's what you feel. But just make sure you let me know how it's going. You can get a copy of my latest book right there, Shake It Up, Big Dreams and Bold Choices on the Way to Success. That's on Manginelli Group, Manginelli Group.com. On the resource tab, you can buy as many. They make wonderful mid-season presents for June. It's a wonderful summer present. I'd love your feedback, your questions. Blessed that you guys took the time with me today. Go out and have fun and make some dreams come true.